All right, NFL rule changes to wrap up the show. This is a lot of fun. We're going to throw out some of our rule changes hypothetically, but I want to talk to you about the tush push. You got a lot of thoughts on it, my man. It's obviously being discussed. Should it be banned or not, which is wild. I mean, you put the Philly O-line on the Tonight Show once, and next thing you know, we got a rule change potentially on board here, but I don't want to see it banned. I want to see these boys find a way to be debunked. But what are your thoughts here on the tush push as it's discussed league-wide at the moment?
I don't think it should be banned, but I'm not a fan of players being pushed, period. The whole thing of this happens downfield, too.
Yeah.
6-7 yards downfield. It's a standstill. And then some Jumbo Elliott comes running a 4.9, bangs into the group, and then they end up picking up another 4 or 5 yards.
Like, is part of this because of the
nonsense.
Reggie Bush Notre Dame? Like, we was
know
where we were.
Yeah.
And that, like, is that play in your thought? I mean, it's not completely the same.
Shout out Reggie Bush, man, ahead of his time.
Come on,
taking
man.
money,
San Diego, baby.
Taking money, pushing the quarterback into the end zone. Like, Reggie was doing all this stuff years ago. Like, I'm glad Reggie got his Heisman back.
First one to date a Kardashian.
Dude, Reggie was way ahead of his time. Shout out Reggie Bush. I don't love the play. I don't want to see it get banned. And the reason I don't want to see it get banned is because the only reason this is even a conversation is because they're winning. They won the Super Bowl. Nobody can stop it.
You think so?
That's the only reason this is even a conversation. If they were running the tush push and it wasn't doing anything.
Well, yeah. But no, you think the Super Bowl puts the cherry on top?
Yeah, the other teams have to deal with this play for the next 4 or 5 seasons, most likely, right? So
where's the happy
that's
medium?
The reason it's being brought up.
One tush push a game. It's an absurd thing to have to.
Yeah, that's actually
an
interesting thing.
Well, we're talking our rules.
Yeah,
rule changes on the segment here.
I don't know if you put a number on it,
because they aren't really doing it situationally unless they're on the goal line or they need 1 yard. Right,
but those are usually really big spots.
No, 100%.
So,
and it's very rugby-esque, right? It kind of changes. It's very scrum. It's a scrum of a play.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it. Jalen's squatting what Saquon's squatting. So you have 5 juggernauts pushing these boys. These guys are so good at their job. They're doing Kelsey Christmas carols in their off time because they're so good at moving guys around. They're that good. This 5 and Jalen are that lethal. I don't know how you ban it, though. I don't know. I can't sit here and say you got to ban it.
It's the push thing. It's because
so then maybe don't allow
you're almost not getting any. Jalen's barely picking up any yards on his own accord. If you watch it, there's so many times he's snapping and literally just like, and then everybody just moves him forward. You know what I mean?
You think we need our guy John Brankus, a little sports science?
It's just, remember that BS?
What?
I think a lot of that sports science was made.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was just like a lot of nonsense.
Well, in any event,
I don't know if somebody fact check this stuff.
Neil deGrasse Tyson threw out some huge numbers on the tush push. Like, it's like 6,000 pounds of force combined. It's like, okay.
Really?
It's something like that. It's like he's putting it in like planetary terms. Like,
I mean, but
that's fascinating.
The pushing individuals is not.
Does it ruin the sport for you?
No. Honestly, football is so popular, and you have to remember, like, might be getting too deep, but you have to remember, like, what football, like, the core of it is. This team is trying to pick up literal ground against these other men. It almost goes back to like war times of like, we're here to take your land. You have to stop us.
George Clooney Leatherheads?
Yeah, like the Romans. You know what I mean? We're here to take up this land. We have the same amount of people on the field. You have the same amount of people on the field. You have to stop us from.
So you're saying the tush push has been around since the Roman Empire?
It's like what I'm getting at is that's why it's so popular. Subconsciously, it's like
that play you're saying?
It's like football, period. It's warfare.
Yeah.
We're trying to pick up chunks of yardage against your guys What are you going to do to stop it?
Well, on that
and
very
if you can't stop it, we're going to win, and we're going to take over your territory in your house or at our house. That's
the
why.
way. Now you got me ready to run through a tush-push
So,
wall, dude.
yeah,
I mean,
so
that, you can't eliminate it.
So
now
there's
that you
not
break
a
it
lot
down
of
like
things that the NFL could do that it would become less popular.
All right,
outside of, I don't even know, man.
Well, what could make it more popular is a rule change. I want to go to you first, throw it to the room here. I got mine. Larry David once famously said on Rich Eisen he doesn't want kickers deciding games, and he would eliminate kicking completely. What would you do if you're Goodell with the wand or the gavel?
Yeah.
You got one rule change to make the sport more entertaining and more better. Anything you got for me on the juice
I
bar
think we
here?
could completely scratch kickoffs in general.
Really?
Cut with this kickoff. Just give them pick a yardage mark that you want to start the drive.
Like college overtime, the 25.
Yeah,
but
it's like
you're
we're at the
25.
30. Touchdown, we're at the 30. Turn it around.
A guy who
let's go
watched
the other
Devin
way.
Hester growing up. Shocking
but
take.
Well, now the new setup was supposed to generate more returns. It doesn't do anything at all.
Well, now they have the other rule where you got to kick it.
And then I don't like the whole you have to announce the onside kick thing.
Oh, Sean Payton wouldn't have a ring.
That's stupid.
Wouldn't have a ring.
You'd have to figure out if you. I think a big reason you can't scrap kickoffs because you'd have to figure out the onside kick element. Like, what can you do instead of?
Yeah.
How can you get the ball back?
Right.
But yeah.
Anything with challenges or anything you don't like, or
No, I'm with the challenges. I know are the chips coming into the ball this year for yard?
I know they're robot. They're looking at
I will. That needs to be done.
Chain Gang's second string now.
They're using the Hawkeye first down technology.
Okay, that's going to be this year.
Yeah.
I love that rule because I could, as a bettor, the amount of like spots of some 70-year-old running full speed, trying to catch up with Saquon Barkley, that is now tackled, and he's trying to spot the ball from 15 yards behind the play is absurd.
It's a great point.
So I'm glad that's done, but yeah. Any things where I know exactly what's going to happen, like we've done in kickoffs, go ahead and remove it. That's why I did like when they moved the extra point back because like it was
mine is speaking of extra points. I want NFL Blitz 2000. Shout out N64.
Yeah.
I want 2-point conversions only. No, you still have field goals. You still have kickers. I have to go for 2, 8 or 6. No 7s. I think it would.
And no tush push allowed. There you go.
Oh, on the 2.
On the 2.
Really
there you
good.
go.
Now we're really helping the league. Yeah, no tush push. I think every team going for a 2-point conversion, every touchdown's riveting. What say you? Think it changes the game too much, though?
That would be a lot of fun.
Is that as big of a like? You know how the baseball they add the pitch clock. It's everyone's kind of like, all right, this is a positive. Do you think there would be a lot of pushback on no PATs anymore?
Man, it really changes the game a lot because now we're talking possessions. Sometimes now I need a whole nother person. You miss if one team has 12 and then the other one has 16.
You have 12 scores. You need
a whole nother TD now. So that changes the game quite a bit.
I don't think it would get pushed through,
interesting.
but I think it would be interesting.
For sure.
So that would be my anybody else in the room? Any thoughts on
well,
the
mine is, I know it's like a hot topic in the NBA of like challenging fouls, but I want it in the NFL because we challenge so much stuff anyway, and they're also taking away a lot of like places where you have a choice to challenge. They handle a lot of replays, so like let's challenge pass interference. You can't like find a flag in the replay, like you can't call a holding after the fact, but if you throw a flag, the coach should be able to challenge that. And if they have a second look and you touch him, or
pass interference?
Yeah, pass interference or like face mask or something like that. Horse collar.
I think that's great.
Are you a PI 15-yard guy or a spot foul?
Spot foul. I'm not I don't like any of the college rules. Catch the ball with 2 feet.
Yeah.
Among other things. I like college overtime.
Yeah, college OT is good.
But yeah, no, I think that would be great. Like that. What was it? Was it
kind of like basketball?
Didn't
like,
Darnold got yanked in the end zone?
There's a couple plays that it's like, hey man, you can't be missing these.
But it's a the whole this is fixed. Our crowd can really calm down with a rule like that. Because if you can throw a challenge on a terrible call by the ref and it debunks the call, the 35-yard pass interference, the Darnold getting his helmet yanked on a face
or
mask.
even if you don't even if it's not a challenge, first of all, by the way, the amount of time it takes for the flag to come out, the head ref to walk to the side of the field, announce it, them to get the ball and move it, they could easily just watch a replay and be like, actually,
Yeah.
you missed this. That's wrong. Let's get back to what we were doing without having a challenge. So there's a built-in buffer. Because in the NBA, they're like, timeout, they're like panicking before the inbound.
Of course.
In the NFL, you have all night to just watch a play over and be like, actually, that was a face mask, or actually.
Well, what would be exciting, how Belichick was just a genius with his timing of challenges. It would then become almost like a new hire of a guy that's just hired on the team to watch the refs like a hawk and find when they're flawed throughout the game against our team and go full all in on those timely challenges. Like someone watching specifically for those moments, something like that. Maybe it's not a whole job, but just someone on the team has to, just ping the head coach like, oh, that was flat out wrong.
But I mean, look, I think the NFL's got a lot of it right at the moment. I know they're trying to crack down more on celebrations and stuff.
It's ridiculous.
But I think they got it going, man. NFL. And the big reason we always talk about is there's stakes every week. That's the problem with the NBA and in baseball and other sports. There's just not enough stakes throughout the regular season, so it's hard to keep people dialed in every week. There's something at stake for the league, so that's why.
There it is.
Yeah.
NFL rule changes, Juice Bar Dish. For more Juice Bar, make sure to check out the podcast wherever you get your audio platforms. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple, Google Play. Keep it rolling. More Juice Bar. Stay locked in.